It's Saturday, and it's not quite noon, so I guess it's good morning. Anyways, today, we're just going to have subs tonight for dinner, so I won't be cooking dinner. And so I have decided that I was going to do something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that's can some peach pie filling. So in this, I have, if I can keep everything up there, I have 2 cups of sugar and a half a cup of ClearJel plus 2 tablespoons and a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to pour that in there. And then it calls for a cup and a half of cold water, or you can use peach juice. So when my juice was, when I was doing my peaches, I left them in water. So this is actually my peach juice. So I'm going to put that in there. And then you want to stir it until the mixture thickens and begins to bubble. This is the first year actually that I've worked with ClearJel, so it's a new thing for me. It gets all clumpy and yeah. So how's your guys' Saturday going? Good, I hope. I'm going to whisk it a little bit here. I think that helps a little bit. Tom is working, so I'm trying to stay out of trouble. That's easier said than done. Tomorrow, Chelsea from Our Urban Homestead will be here again, and we will be doing a recipe together, and we'll be baking together. And I think my sister from Nessa's Nook is coming over to see us tomorrow, so maybe I'll get a glance of her too. It's nice to see a bunch of girls get together, right? You guys can see this, it's really pretty because you use your peach juice with it, and it really looks very, very pretty. Let me take you over here and show you. Isn't that a pretty color? I think it looks really, really nice. And then next week I wanted to remind you guys, next week is no buy week. So we won't be buying anything. It has to be stuff that I have in the pantry, my refrigerator, or freezer. And actually, I'm trying to find just recipes that are pantry stable. So that, you know, if the crap hits the fan, we can cook food, you know, without our freezers or refrigerators or whatever we have. So, and I want to show people how we can, you know, rotate our stock too that we have. So anyway, I'm going to let this come up to a boil, and then before I put the peaches in, I'll bring you right back. Okay, so once it starts thickening and bubbling, then you put in a half a cup of lemon juice and you let it cook for a minute, which I did. So now we're going to add our peaches to that and stir it all in there. Make sure everything gets coated. And we're supposed to cook it for 3 minutes. Oh, you guys, it looks so beautiful. Now, obviously, the insides are hot, so I have my water bath canner heating up, and I have my jars in the oven at 200 degrees, so those can heat up. So everything will be hot, hot, and hot. And then it's going to process for 30 minutes. And I'm doing quarts. So I'm going to give it the 3 minutes, and then I'll be back, and hopefully I can put all these together and not mess up. I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty, we're back. You'd figure my washer would go on the spin cycle as soon as I want to do this right. So the jars are hot and the insides are done. That's up on high. So now we're going to fill our jars with the peach pie filling. Can you guys see that? Isn't it beautiful? Oh. And you want to make sure that you leave an inch head space, which would be right here. This is so pretty, you guys. And it smells so good. I've got other pie fillings, but I didn't have any peach. And so I had a few peaches gifted to me today, and I'm like, I'm making peach pie filling. So that's what I'm doing. And of course I filled it too full. Never fails. But that's what spoons are for, right? So we'll just put it in that jar. And that takes it down to the 1 inch head space. Uh-oh, that one fell out. I'm forced to try it. And then we're going to debubble the whole thing. Because believe me, all the work that you do to put this together, the peeling, the blanching, everything else, you do not want it to not seal, because that would be just not only expensive, but a bummer. But, you know, you guys, if anything doesn't ever seal, you can put it in your refrigerator and you can use it. It's just, you know, it's not going to be shelf stable. That's the big difference. Alrighty, so there's one. I should know better than to grab that, shouldn't I? I have those moments. Oh, and this one has the little spiders on it too. Must be they let their grandkids or something decorate them up. Because I buy a lot of my jars from a customer of mine over in Weberville. He's called Little Dusty. And he buys up whole estates. And so I get a lot of my jars actually that way. You know, it's people that have passed and they go in and buy the entire estate. And he offered me one time 350 jars for free. But I had to go dump all the food out and I had to, you know, clean them up. And that would have been great if I had a dishwasher. I do have it, but it's not hooked up right yet. So I'm like, no, probably not. It'd have been a great deal for anybody that would have done it, but you know, there's just no way I could have done that. There's two. Let's see if it'll squeak out a third one. I mean, get it off the tray would be a good thing. Wow, that's hot. So hot, hot, hot. Okay, let's do this. Hot. I like doing that and not having to keep them in boiling water, but it really is sincerely hot. So, you guys, that is so yummy. And this is about, it called for 7 cups of peaches, and I have about 10 in there. And it said it would make 2 quarts, and with the extra, I assume that'll make 3. I think it'll make 3. I do. And maybe even a little bit left. That would just be so sad to have to put it over ice cream or something, wouldn't it? My husband keeps saying he wants to use our, I made apple butter last year, and he keeps telling me he wants to put it over ice cream, and I think it sounds gross. But he's like, no, it'll be really good. I'm like, yeah. Not so much for me, it doesn't sound good. But, alrighty, that looks about right. And there will be a little bit of a bowl left. That's just heartbreaking, isn't it? Alrighty. So now I'm going to seal up this last one. I've already got the water in there getting nice and hot. And we're going to let it come to a rolling boil. When I say rolling boil, I mean it's rolling like crazy. And then you want to start your timer from there for 30 minutes. And then you want to let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes afterwards. And then you pull them out. So I will bring you back when that's completely done. Alrighty. So there is the finished product. Peach pie filling. Doesn't it look yummy? And all the jars have set. You guys have a blessed day.